A congressman from New York named Jamal Bowman pulled the fire alarm last week during a congressional proceeding, and according to the Dems' definition, he is now an insurrectionist. Now, if the law is consistent, like it should be, we will be able to determine what is going to happen to Representative Bowman by basically looking back to what happened on the January 6ers in 2021. Then Gavin Newsom signed a bill raising the minimum wage to $20 an hour, which is absolutely idiotic, and I'll explain why minimum wage is dumb and why this policy is even dumber. Then the nephew of John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr., as you may know, is running for president, but he has a big announcement coming up this week, and I could tell you what it's going to be and what it means for the 2024 election. I'm Solo, and this is the Solo Show. So last week on Saturday, as lawmakers were scrambling to prevent the governmental shutdown, according to the initial report, Democratic Representative Jamal Bowman of New York pulled a Capitol fire alarm, hoping to delay a vote on the stopgap spending bill, which of course is a serious offense and completely illegal. But then Representative Jamal Bowman came out with an official statement saying that he thought by pulling the fire alarm would open the locked doors in front of him, according to a sign posted in the front of the door. Now, this is completely idiotic, and it is super obvious according to the video that was released by the Secret Service, showing Bowman not even looking at the signs, going straight towards the fire alarm, pulling it, and the video ends there. But it's completely obvious he wasn't trying to get through those locked doors. And on the doors himself, it says emergency exit only. So, I mean, he is completely lying about this, and it's going to be insane to see how he's going to try to weasel out of this. Because not only is he a middle school teacher that worked at middle school and knows what fire alarms do, but no one on planet Earth thinks pulling a fire alarm is going to unlock the door. So this is completely idiotic excuse. So either he's really dumb or he's criminally dumb. Now the reason I'm talking about this is, according to the Dems, obstructing an official proceeding means you're an insurrectionist. And back on January 6, 2021, everyone within a mile of the Capitol was labeled insurrectionists, and many of them got hard punishments because of that, upwards of 10 years. Now, if Representative Bowman, who you can clearly see on video, goes straight for the fire alarm, and we all know he is not dumb enough to think pulling a fire alarm unlocks an emergency exit door, it is completely okay. That's not the case. Now, if he does not get at least the same time as the QAnon shaman, who got 3 years for getting a private escort of the Capitol, then we could clearly see this one-sided judicial system bailing the Dems out once again. Now, it's going to be interesting to see, but a lot of Republicans are already pushing for him to, basically fire him. Speaking about Dems who have like no brains, Gavin Newsom, he signed the fast food deal Ep.28, which would raise the minimum wage to $20. And some of you guys watching might think this is a good thing, but I'm gonna explain why this is bad for everyone. So the first thing is raising the minimum wage to $20. Businesses are less likely to hire more employees, so they might have one or two and automate everything. We already kind of see this in some fast food places in California. If you go into a Wendy's or a McDonald's, there's a little kiosk where you pay and you just take it to the cashier. This makes it way more easier, and you only need one cashier, one person handling everything in the front because you have a kiosk. Then secondly, raising the minimum wage only makes the cost of products more. So when you raise wages for businesses, the businesses aren't going to take that cost. They're going to pass that down on to the consumer. So everything raises, so you're basically still paying for the same amount, like if you go like portion-wise. And then the only reasons, like places like Amazon, Target, Walmart don't really care about how much the minimum wage is and actually encourage for it to be higher and pay even more is because then it buys out basically their smaller competitors like mom and pop shops who don't have the extra profits to pay their employees $25 an hour like Amazon and these other places do. So it makes the bigger corporations bigger and richer and completely cuts out the small guy. Then the last reason, or more of an opinion on why minimum wage in general is not a smart policy, is essentially think of basic economics, right? You know, if you're a businesses and you guys are both selling eggs, let's say, and you guys start off at $5, well, whoever has a lower and better, cheaper cost, and that person is going to get more business. You know, if you're selling for $4 and the other business is selling $5, more than likely the $4 business is going to get more. Now, think of this. Think of two businesses. They're competing to get employees, and there's no minimum wage. One starts off at $10 and one starts off at $11. Everyone goes to that $11 one. So what is the $10 one going to do? They're going to raise the wage up to $13. And then it goes back and forth until it kind of levels out, and you know, they stop at, you know, whatever that may be. So minimum wage in general is kind of idiotic, and if we just allowed a free market system, a lot more people would be able to be prosperous. This is basic economics, but for some reason Gavin Newsom simply does not understand this, and many other politicians. Lastly, RFK Jr. posted a video where he states he has a big announcement coming this week, and many suspect he'll be running under a third party. Now, both parties are basically saying this is bad for the other party. But I think this will only affect the Democrats. A lot of Democrats will argue that RFK Jr. is very popular amongst Republicans, and although that is true, he's popular because the Democrats, the establishment Democrats, don't like him. People like Joe Biden. So it's that saying where it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend, is basically what's happening. So they're trying to elevate, they're trying to say, hey, this is a good candidate, to level him up so Joe Biden isn't the nominee, or they like the more moderate guy. But do I think that the Republicans are going to vote for him instead of Trump? Definitely not. Especially a lot of the beliefs of RFK Jr. on abortion, Second Amendment, and his beliefs in that sector is completely opposite of Republicans, and he's that old, Democratic Kennedy Democrat. And the people who say, the Democratic Party didn't leave me. I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. Those people are going to be the ones voting for RFK Jr., who are classified as Democrats. It's not going to take away from the Republican vote at all. And, if RFK Jr. even gets 2% of the vote during the general election, Donald Trump will win the election in 2024. And we won't know exactly how much percentage RFK Jr. is going to take away from Biden and for another week or two after he announces he's running under the third party. So we're going to keep you guys in tune with that. And that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Just make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.